Hi everybody, this is Kristen from Monarch Plans, and today I am so excited to be going through my launch order for the Makselife planner. I was able to order a little bit early so I can show you guys a few of the things that I got and be available to answer any questions later this week when the planners actually launch on the 28th. So I am just going to dive into it because I'm worried that this might be a little bit of a long video. So I will hopefully just be kind of going through the things that I got and not really going into a ton of detail, like flipping through every page. But I can do that later if you are interested in me doing like a full flip through of any of the different planners or booklets that I do get. So I will just jump right in, as I said. So I got the Makselife box. I am so in love with the packaging this year. They got these new boxes that are all branded. They say Makselife. They have all the colors on them with the stripes and everything. And then there's Makselife wheel, the gold wheel on the side. And this looks kind of crazy and kind of like a mess because obviously got manhandled by FedEx. So I unfortunately probably won't be able to keep this and display it. But it is definitely something that if yours comes like in really good condition, I feel like you could save this to store things in it. But I'm going to put this to the side because it is just a huge box and it is getting definitely in the way of everything, and I can't even really open it without running into the camera. So let me move this. And let's just get started here. The one thing I will mention is they did an amazing job with the packaging this year. Not only is the box gorgeous, but there is like a tray that comes in the top, and I'm gonna try and see if I can take it out of the box without ruining something or ripping something. But it's a really cool little like thing that you see when you first open the box, and it just gives you a bunch of information. So let me see if I can grab that. Okay, so here it is, and you'll see it just kind of like sits in the top of your order. Like I can't even really show you, but it has all this information. I did see though that there is a like a little postcard that has the same information. So let me grab that and instead go through it, but I just wanted to show you what that looked like. So here it is. It just has kind of 3 different steps here. So they really encourage you to share your planner, share all the things you're going to be using in terms of the things you ordered, all of that stuff. You can also join a reward program, and then I really like that they have a getting started series for their planner and for the goal setting system. So you can look at the longer videos on their YouTube, or they have like a quick start system on their Facebook group, which I highly recommend you join if you're looking for any type of support or community. The Makselife community Facebook groups, all of that are just so amazing. They're filled with really helpful people. The Makselife team themselves are really visible in there as well. So you always feel like you are pretty much just reaching out to friends whenever you're reaching out to the team. So it's really cool to be in that Facebook group. But all in all, there's a bunch of different resources here, but they really just kind of lay out how to get started in the planner on this card. So as I get my planner out of the box and everything, I will mention that launch is on September 28th. It is going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and so that is 1 p.m. I'm sorry, Eastern time. So kind of in the like middle of the day on the 28th. So we are able to post these videos on the 25th. So you have a few days to kind of look around at all the different affiliate videos to try and find the different things that you might be interested in. So I highly recommend just kind of watching different videos. If you're kind of between a couple things, watch and see if you can find some people who are reviewing the exact product, and you'll be able to get kind of a good idea of what things might look like or all of that stuff and be able to narrow down some decisions. And I know almost all the affiliates, if not all of them, are totally open to answering questions like on Instagram, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So just reach out if you have questions about anything. I am going to start here with my Flagship planner. I also want to mention I got this little sticker in my package, which I absolutely love. I'll probably put it like on, I don't know, on one of my little notebooks, or maybe like on my Hobonichi planner or something like that, just to have it around me all the time. But I want to go through my Flagship planner first. So the Flagship planner is like the OG, the 7x9 coiled goal planner mixed with like an actual planner. So if you're not familiar, there are vertical and horizontal layouts, and then over time they have just added more and more and more covers to be available during each launch season. So this year there are 8 different cover options available, and they range from like a really pretty florals to like more simple, just kind of color blocking, to ones that have more like inspirational quotes. And then this year they also have one that is just a complete neutral, like dark blue. And really they're just trying to open it up in case someone obviously wants like a more neutral or professional option. You can go with kind of the plain blue one. Or I know some guys in my life, they are interested in these types of planners, but they might not want the floral one. So they would be more interested in just something that is just a pretty simple blue notebook. Essentially just looks like a spiral notebook. So they have options for everything when you kind of look across all the different cover options, but that also makes it really hard to choose which cover you're going to get, because a lot of times I love all of them. So I had a really tough time deciding this year, but I did go ahead and pick one that really spoke to me. So you can see here you get a really nice like hard box. It's like a hard cover, and I always save these just so I can store things in it or store my planner at the end of the year. It just kind of keeps everything safe and in one place. So I really love these boxes, and they're just really, really nice and sturdy. And I also just kind of like the little design on there and everything. There's like nice little foil in there. But I chose the Moxie cover for this year. So I kind of took a little peek at it just to make sure everything looked okay, but I am so excited about this planner for this year. I am just going to take this out of the box so we can get a good look without the box in the way. But when you do receive it, it comes like this. It has the little elastic here to keep it closed, and you see that it has the little coil on the side instead of the O-ring. So that is definitely a big difference between this year and past years. Is this has the standard coil and does not have the O-ring anymore. So big change. I know it was much requested from a lot of people, so that is one thing that they changed for this upcoming year. But it's the same size, the same everything. It just, that's the main change. I will also say that the cover feels a little bit different this year. It feels a little bit thinner, but I think they did that so it turns on the coil a little bit better, because you can imagine the O-ring had less kind of points where it was connecting with the O-ring coil, and this has a lot more points. So you just don't want that extra bulk making it hard to turn your cover over. So as you can see, I mean, this cover is absolutely beautiful. This is a cover that was done by an artist that partnered with Makselife. I believe her name is Allison. Yeah, it's Allison Jansen. And so I was really drawn to this mainly because I'm not really a pink person, which is kind of fun to say, or funny to say, when I'm literally holding like a super pinkish planner. But I just really was drawn to like this pattern this year for 2024, because it felt just very like fresh and inviting and like open. And I don't know, there was just something about it where I saw it and I was like, you know, I wouldn't normally gravitate towards this, but I really do like it. And now that I have it in person and I'm not seeing it like in pictures, I am realizing there's like this really light mint green in the background, which is absolutely beautiful and has little touches of like blues in the shading and everything like that. It is absolutely gorgeous. And so that's something I didn't really see when I was looking in the pictures, but you really can see it, I think, more I think maybe in the shade. So it's like when I turn it like that away from the light, you see a little bit more of like the mint green. So the front and the back covers are very similar in terms of the pattern, but there's just an added little like Makselife box down here. And then when you open it up, you get these coordinating inside covers as well. So really, really pretty. I love how they partner together and create just like a really fun, really pretty pattern. So love, love, love that. And then you do get a kind of like a today bookmark here. It says today up at the top, and then it has like a ruler on the side, and it fits the coil. I know they are selling like a 3 bookmark combo thing separately that have the different, like today, this week, like this week goals, reflections, stuff like that. I didn't order those because I just wanted to see if I was good with just this today marker or if I needed something else. So we'll have to see about that. But all in all, the inside of the planner is very, very similar to 2023. So if you're familiar with that, there's not much different on the inside, which is actually really nice because you can tell that they really narrowed down what works and what looks good. Kind of last year, I think last year there were more changes and everything, but now there really isn't a whole lot different at all. So I am actually really happy about that because sometimes when there's adjustments, you have to kind of figure out, okay, like how I'm gonna use different stickers or how am I going to like set this up differently. So things are just definitely more the same this year. So here's an example of a weekly layout here. Again, I got the vertical, so you can see an example of that. Still have the habit trackers, the bottom section. One change that they did do is in past planners, there was like a little heart, like a little reflection heart down at the bottom, and that has been changed to, I'm trying to get you guys to be able to see this. It's like a little goal wheel. So you can see it's like the little Makselife wheel of life thing. So just a little bit different, but I think, you know, it can mean different things to different people, but it makes it a little bit more usable because the heart was like, okay, if you're not going to use that for like gratitude or something like that, then like what is the heart for? So I think this can be a little bit more connected to like the actual goals that you're setting or the weekly actions. And I feel like I'll probably focus this section of my planner a little bit more on my weekly actions because that's actually a reminder for me to do so. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so I mean, there's not much else to show in here in terms of like differences or anything like that. I am completely willing to do a further walkthrough of this if anyone is interested. But I know that there are a lot of videos, especially from the 2023 version of the planner, that do a full walkthrough. So I can film a new one, but I also just don't want to bore people to death with another really long video of something that is probably going to be very similar to what I've come out with before. So the only other thing I'll add though is there are opportunities for reflections at the end of every quarter. So if you are brand new to Makselife goal setting, you have monthly goals. You can set your annual goals at the beginning of the year, and then you have quarterly reflections and a quarterly compass to measure your progress. So that is kind of the main gist of the Makselife system, and there's a lot more detail that I'm not going to get into, and I will probably do a video later about me and my goal setting process for 2024 and go into a lot of that. But for the time being, if you have any questions about the goal side of this planner, just feel free to reach out because I have been involved with Makselife and kind of using their system for at least 2, 3, I think going on 3 or 4 years now. So definitely been kind of a part of my planner system for a really long time. So I am going to move on from the Flagship. I just love this planner so much, and it just feels different than last year's. I can't explain it. I think it's just because a little bit of a thinner cover. It's still very, very sturdy. And just with the coil is just a lot different. So I am really excited to see how this works, especially with those small little changes. And so I didn't mention before, but I'll mention throughout my video like what the prices of these things are. So this planner is $78 on the website, and so I know that can seem really pricey to some people, but it is kind of like a goal planner and a regular planner all in one. So a lot of people, this is the only planner they'll have to buy. So that's something to consider. There's also different discounts and everything available for launch day. So for example, I have a discount code that I can give you, and if you use it, you will save 10%. So there's different ways to save a little bit of money on your order, and I can talk through those as we get through the video, but just wanted to throw out some of the costs and the prices and everything, and mention that there are a few different ways that you can save some money. I also wanted to take a chance and show you the other cover options. I'm not going to be able to review them, obviously, because I don't have them, but I wanted to put them on the screen just to show you the different options that they do have available. Like I mentioned, there was like the green one, a green floral. kind of the more color block options, and then a few of the more like plain options. But a lot of them have like a motivational quote or some type of quote on the front, or some type of hidden kind of quote or message throughout the cover design or cover artwork. So here is just a quick little view of a lot of those, and you can, you know, stop, you can pause, you can do whatever if you want to check out kind of what those are. But there will be other affiliates that are reviewing these options as well, so you can go and check out their videos if you are looking for a specific cover. Relating to my flagship planner, I also got some washi tape that is the Moxie pattern. So you'll see here it has the same pattern as the cover and then the same pattern as the inside cover. And there's this thicker washi and this thinner washi. So this is just one of the patterns that they came out with, and there are two other patterns. There are ones to match the green floral pattern cover, and then one to match the shine cover, which is like the purple one with the sunburst. So there are a couple different options for washi tape if you're interested, but I just was really excited because I like to use this not only in my Makselife planner, but to decorate other spreads as well, like in my Hobonichi journal and stuff like that. So really excited about that. The next thing I wanted to review and talk about is the Folio. So I got the Folio in the raspberry color. It has like a little protective film on the button. I didn't want to take that off yet because I haven't completely moved into this. So I am just trying to keep it as nice and brand new as possible. But this is the A5 size Folio, and I'm just trying to give you a view of kind of all different sides here. And I got the Folio last year, and this one is very similar, but there are a few key differences, and I can show you that if you're interested in seeing the differences between this Folio and last year's. I'm going to put that in a new video. It'll probably be a really short video just because I don't want to make this one too long. But let me just show you really quickly the inside. So I will say before we open this up, this is a snap button, and then there's also a magnetic closure in the top corners. So you can see that it'll snap close like that, but the button's not engaged, and then you can snap the button closed as well. So it makes it extra secure, and that is something I really, really like. Last year's was just magnetic, and so the button is really, really a big thing to me. So this is the inside, and you can see it's this really like bright white, and it has like a pinstripe looking thing. You can kind of see it. We're very, very faint vertical lines here. You have the strings where you can put in your different notebooks. There's space for 4 of them. And this is an A5 size, so you can fit the different like dot grid journals or the companion notebooks that are available through Makselife. Or you can see if other, other types of journals or books can fit in this as well. So really, really versatile option, but it gives you a really great place to hold all of your different notebooks that you might want to take on the go, and they might be, susceptible to bending or, anything like that. This really will help protect them. You also have a few of the different pockets in here, and they feel very spacious. I think sometimes folios can feel a little tight, but this is definitely gives you room to put a few things in here. Then you have room for cards on this side with the little slots, a little back flap here, and then this back section right here. So there is definitely a lot of space in here for just adding little papers or little things like that. And then you also have your pen loop, so you can put in your favorite pens. One thing that I really liked about last year, and it was a really, really tight fit, but I was able to get it in, was I was able to fit my Hobonichi cousin into my Folio. And I know it's kind of weird to bring that up when we're like literally talking about Makselife planners, but I use my Hobonichi cousin really as like a journal. So I use it separately from my Makselife planner. So really those two are very crucial to my planner lineup. And I was really, really happy when I just tried testing my Hobonichi cousin. I was able to slide it in this back pocket really easily, and it fit very, very well. I haven't tried it with a clear cover on the Hobonichi and then sliding it in. I think that would be a lot harder. But if you just have the booklet itself, it slides in this back pocket, and you then can put other things in here as well and then have it all in one. So that was a really, really nice thing. I'm really glad that fit. So now I can have not only my Makselife planner, but also my Hobonichi all together in one spot. So that is a big deal for me. And yeah, so I'm super excited about this. I wanted to get this color because I wanted it to match with my my planner cover. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. He is meowing up a storm. But you can see just it plays off this like pink floral absolutely beautifully. So I'm really glad I got this cover. I was definitely drawn to a lot of the other cover options. There are 6 different color options this year. So there's this color, there's like a dark blue, there's a dark purple, like really deep purple, which I also think would look absolutely gorgeous with this cover. There's like a lighter blush pink, a darker gray, and then like a mint or like a light blue. And they are all absolutely beautiful looking. And I feel like they all coordinate with the different covers in like different ways. So I know that they went through on the Makselife Instagram and they showed a lot of different combinations. So if you're kind of wondering what goes with each planner cover, they gave some really good options and like side by sides and everything on their Instagram. And sorry if you see like my phone over here, I have the product guide up because I definitely want to give you guys all the information I have and not miss anything. So the Folio, it was $48, and again it holds the A5 notebook, so this wouldn't fit anything 7x9. So you can see here laying on top of the 7x9, it is shorter and not as wide, so just something to keep in mind. So let's move on really quickly to the next thing, and that is the companion notebooks. So I have been doing Makselife stuff for a pretty long time now, as I said, like 3-4 years or so, and I have actually never bought or used the companion notebooks before. So I really wanted to get them this year because first of all, they're undated. So if I don't use them this year, I can always use them later, or I can gift these and not be worried about someone not having it from like January on. So I was just really excited to pick these up and kind of see what they're about. The companion notebooks, they've been around for a little bit, and they're really nice because you can use these alongside any planner. They just include the goal setting portion of the Makselife system, and they don't include any of like the weekly spreads or anything like that. Like I said, they're undated, so you can really just partner these with any other kind of planning system that you're using, but then you're able to use the goal setting part however you need to. So it comes in a quarterly notebook type system. So you see here, there's 4 different booklets, and then this top one is an instructional booklet. So you're able to see all of the instructions that are usually given in the front of the Flagship planner is in this instructional booklet here. So you get all the instructions, you get all of the pre-work and everything like that, and then the actual quarterly notebooks are where you kind of keep track of your goals and do your weekly actions. So you can see here, this is a very similar color to my Folio. It's like that same raspberry color. And again, I got these because it just matches really, really well with the Flagship that I got. So I just try to keep on theme. I'm usually not a pink girl, like I said, but this year it just kind of all happened to be pink was what was drawing my attention. So you can see here there's different quotes in foil on the front, and they have like a very soft leather feel, but they are pretty thick. So they are bendy, but you don't really have to worry, I think, about like something ripping really bad or anything like that. But again, it would really help to just have these in a Folio just to keep them safe. But you can see that really the inside is just a monthly spread here, and then it moves on to your monthly goals, and then you go into your weekly actions. And that is what the system is on a weekly and monthly basis, and so it just repeats after that. So you have all 4 of these quarterly booklets, and I'll show you actually each of those. I need to take these out. So you have this really deep purple, good things take time, your only limit is your mind, and then this last one is like a cream color, trust the timing of your life, and those are all the same. And then, like I said, the top one is the instructional booklet. So I'm really excited to see kind of how I am going to use these because I'm planning to use my Flagship, but I would really like to have these just in case I move away from my flagship at any point, I don't know, you don't know what can happen. So I'm excited to have these and have them be undated so I can use them at any point in time. The companion notebooks are $58. They came in 2 colorways. There's this one that's like the pink one, and then there's one that's a little bit more like green, blue, and purple. So just a little bit different, but again, they coordinate with the different covers really well. So you can again see the Instagram page if you want to see examples. But again, these are A5 size, so they do fit perfectly in the folio. And though you might not be taking all 4 of these out at once because they're for different quarters of the year, so you might just be using one. So that definitely leaves space in your folio for like a dot grid notebook if you need, a notebook for something, or if you have another A5 size like planner, like I mentioned, I'm going to put my Hobonichi planner in here. So I'm going to be able to carry, if I need to, like my planner, my A5 planner, an A5 notebook, and an A5 companion notebook, all in one spot. And then these are mini sticky notes. These are new this year, and I wanted to grab these because, one, I was really intrigued at how many sticky notes are in this little thing, but really, really interested in using these like in my planner to give me some like ideas and reminders and everything for each of the areas of life. But let me just give you a quick look here. These are called the mini sticky notes on their website. And they come in 2 different colors. There's the pastel colors here, and then there's also bold colors. So they're the same, but they're just like darker and a little bit brighter. And this whole pack is $14, which I know seems a little pricey for sticky notes, but you get a ton of sticky notes. And so there's 8 different colors here for each of the areas of life. And then you get 100 sticky notes per section. So if I were to take one of these out, you can see this is like a really thick, there are a ton of sticky notes here. So really, I think it's a great deal for 800 sticky notes for $14, plus you can use like the discount code like I mentioned. But this is going to be really, really cool, like I said, to use like in my flagship if I have any reminders or something, especially in the monthly sections, or even like in those bottom sections on the weekly where they have that little tiny color wheel with the wheel of life and everything like that, to put little reminders on here of like my weekly actions or anything that I accomplish, all of that stuff I'm really excited about. That is all to do with the sticky notes. There is also a deal going on at launch. So if you spend $100 on the Makselife website at launch, you get this companion 2023 reflections booklet for free. You have to spend over $100 and shop before October 3rd. So in the first few days of launch, you would need to order in order to get this for free and meet that spending threshold. But we received something like this last year as well for 2022 reflections, and I really, really loved it. It really helped me jumpstart my reflections and my goal setting for the next year. So I'm just going to quickly go through this, and you'll be able to see kind of what is in here and decide if it's something that you would like to try and shoot for in terms of the spending threshold and everything. So you're able to kind of review your whole year. And then there's just some prompts and everything. So wins, accomplishments, highlights, all of that stuff, challenges and lessons, growth and gratitude, working and not working, and then different ways to like adjust going forward, or kind of like what things do I want to change, or what do I notice I need to change to kind of match like my vision. And then some more in detail reflections specifically to the year and looking forward to 2024. And then just a space to write a letter to yourself. So it is definitely a really nice little booklet here. There's just some extra pages in the back in case your letter kind of spans more pages. So that is it for the reflections book. So if you're interested in getting that, like I said, there's kind of like a deadline that you have to buy before, and then a spending threshold. So that is another thing. I think there was a question asked about like the $100 spending threshold. Is that before or after shipping? That is before shipping, so keep that in mind. So, I mean, I have all of my things here, and I'm just going to put them out to just remind you of all the different things I talked about. So you can see that I didn't get everything. There's a few things that I still have my eye on. I would like to get some dot grid notebooks, possibly to put in my folio, and I am pretty interested in those bookmarks, like the today, this, like the reflections, goals, that sort of stuff for my flagship. But I'm just gonna have to see what I need for my flagship before I make that purchase. But anyways, I'm just really excited about this launch. I feel like everything I've seen is absolutely gorgeous, and I feel like whatever cover you choose, you cannot go wrong with any of it. I am just blown away again by how much thought they put into their launches and how much thought they put into their products and how much they really, really listen to people when we give them feedback on different things. And I also know that they definitely take a lot of time looking at their products, testing their products, making sure they're actually functional and they're exactly the way that they want them before they release them. So I just give the whole Makselife team like huge kudos for being, one, just such good, fun, friendly people and just helpful overall, but also just creating products that are really functional, they're beautiful, they're like absolutely useful and versatile for, you know, any type of person. So that is kind of all my thoughts and everything. I really think everything is just so beautiful and can't wait to jump into it. You know that if I end up not really liking something or if something breaks or doesn't look good, I've given feedback in the past and mentioned things on videos about things that might not have turned out so well. So I don't mind speaking up in terms of, you know, if something isn't working the way it should or if something isn't as functional as I thought, that's something I'll mention. So that is pretty much it here. I'll have some different information down in the description box, including I have a coupon code. So if you use the code Monarch Plans with no spaces, just Monarch Plans, all one word, you get 10% off your order at launch. So if you found this video helpful and you enjoyed this review, that you could use that and get a little bit of a discount on your order. And just another reminder that launch is on September 28th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time. So get ready for that. I'm just so excited to see what everybody gets. But if you have any questions or anything, I would definitely watch other affiliate videos, but feel free to leave a comment as well. I'll definitely help you find the information you're looking for. I can reach out to the team at Makselife, or another great place for information is, again, the Makselife Instagram page or the Facebook groups. They are extremely helpful. So I think that is it for this video. If you have any questions at all, just let me know, like I said, and I will try to help you out. But anyways, happy shopping. Can't wait, and I will talk to you later. Bye.